And good morning, the Cornbread Man morning show. Get up, pray up, and yes, coffee up. We hope that you have a hot cup of coffee or tea, as it may be. Some people prefer that or neither. I don't know. Thank you for the like this morning, Morgan Neal. God bless y'all. Y'all are just all over the place. I'm loving it. Seeing seeing you folks out and about taking the gospel by song and word and testimony all over the place. They're booking for 2026 as we're in 2026. Fill up their calendar. Get them into your church, community group, something, missions conference, whatever it may be. Get them in and let them be a blessing to you, and they'll be back with us in the near future. Hopefully, if they're willing to come. They may think, I don't want to do that nut, but I appreciate it. We are a nut. Hey, it's back to work today. Like, I don't even know what that means because I work all the time. But my main job that I have as a training manager, I'm back at it today. At least part of the day. It'll be a half day, and then we'll kind of kick back in really hard tomorrow. Today, this afternoon at 1 p.m., it is time, yes, for the interview with Miss Amy Petula, who wrote The Corpsewood Manor Murders. There'll be another book coming as well. Fascinating book, fascinating case right here in North Georgia. And got a lot of parts to it. She's going to be coming on the podcast today. We're going to be talking to her about this case, the Corpsewood Manor Murders. A lot of people up in my area, everybody, well, not everybody, most people had an idea of what was at least a little bit about it, but they didn't know everything about it. But what I would always hear stories, and I was thinking, are you people crazy? Like, here's some of my work buddies that hunt, put the dogs in the woods and all that. And they would talk about stumbling up on this place. They would talk about the crazy aspects of the story, not just the murders, but some of the other stuff that was going on. They would talk about curses, and they would talk about bad luck and just creepy stuff. And I'd be like, what are y'all talking about? I had not heard about it at the time, but then later the news did a story on it. And this is before they died, because I was like, what are y'all talking about? Like, they talk about being out in the woods, stumbling up on this place, and they'd go hunting. And then the weird stuff that was going on. Then the case hit the news. So I had knowledge of it, but I learned through Amy's book a whole lot, and talking to her, listening to her, research myself. And being Biscuit Boy are still scheduled to go down there. The holidays, you know how it is. You got so much going on. And then Paul, his lovely family took I think about a 10 or 14-day vacation. We packed in a bunch of work, a bunch of videos before he left. And we just didn't have time. We ran out of time. But Miss Amy, who also does ghost tours on the weekends, I think she's been doing it through the week, through the holidays, but on weekends, does the ghost tours in Chattanooga. And she's quite interesting. I enjoyed listening to her talk at the Book and Barrel bookstore in Ringgold, Georgia. We will be down there. That's another thing me and Biscuit Boy were going to do. We were going to go live from the Book and Barrel. We were offered to be able to do that. We're going to take advantage of that. To hopefully talk to some people. That will happen. I don't know if it'll be this week. It might be next week, because we got to go. We got to get him back in town and kind of set that up. But this week we will. Wolf Nation show and the Cornbread Nation show on Thursday will go forward as planned. Tonight, just by way of just some housekeeping here, we have again we're going to have a racing show. Is just all over the place. All days we did yesterday, we did Friday. We got so many interviews coming up with all these race car drivers. We're so thankful that they're, giving us the time. They're excited about the attention we're putting on the sport, and we've got interviews. We had 2 more booked last night. I think we probably got 10 booked besides the 3 that we've already done. We've got 10, and this is just through into the February. So we've got some more Friday, another Saturday schedule, plus the ones on Monday. And possibly Wednesday. We've got this is throughout the month of January into February, and talking about what we call it the dirt report, getting in the dirt, and nothing like getting in the dirt. And these guys and gals, Miss Danielle Lohner was our first one. We have another lady who's going to be coming on the air. She races in Canada and the New York State area. Also comes down in North Carolina and Florida. She's been racing nearly going on 30 years. And we talked by phone from Canada. She was in Canada. And, my phone didn't want to cross the border. I don't know what it was. Her phone, she said it took forever, but we finally connected. And texting is no fun. Calling each other was a challenge. I felt like I could call over to Australia easier than I was getting into Canada. But that will also be coming online as well. Wow, what a weekend performance by the United States American military. And, with all the ins and outs and the ups and downs, people are on all sides of this, basically the execution of a arrest warrant, making sure that occurred with the Justice Department. Maduro and his wife, she worked for Hugo Chavez at one time. Then he got deposed, and she married this dude. And they had opportunities to get out. They had multiple opportunities to get out. They didn't do it. The world is crying. The liberals are crying. We're stealing oil. It's a resource grab. It's this or that. The Venezuelans are happy, except for the leftist, socialist, communists down there. The Venezuelan people are happy. I watched a video of a lady who I just caught the video at the very late Saturday night. She said she was she did not support President Trump in the election. She didn't have anything bad to say. She was happy about this operation. She actually voted for Kamala. She said, however, I have been working for 10 years to get food into Venezuela. She said, as bad as you think it is, it's worse. That babies and young children had died basically laying on the floor in many homes from starvation. There was just no food. She said it is from her contacts. She just knows herself what a difference this is now, and what a weight has been lifted off of these people. They're hoping it's going to take a little bit. I mean, it's going to take a little while to get some things straightened out, but that they feel like for after quarter century they're free, and it just means the world to them. So whatever anybody says. If another butcher, bad person, whatever is off the scene without the loss of American life, which we didn't have, to God be the glory. So him and his wife will be in the courtroom today. We saw him in the transport. He was wishing people Happy New Year and all. Okay, buddy, that's not going to get you points off at court. These people should spend the rest of their life in jail. People have sent me stuff that Venezuela is not the main supplier of drugs. Never said they were. But this is a big thing. It has been a problem for us for some time, the whole Venezuelan thing. And the people, most of the Venezuelans in the United States, they're happy about it. Some willing to go home. They understand what was going on. It was this country should be one of the the Garden of Eden type places in Central and South America, and it's not, because of evil men, dictators. Same thing could be said across the world. People suffer. So good morning there, Stolen Catalytic Converter. First casualty is truth and conflicts and war. So there's a lot of parts to it, and certainly I'm not ignorant of those things. I get it. There are all those things, but it's like Saddam Hussein. Certainly we were there for other reasons besides truth, justice, and the American way. Certainly, I mean we're dumb if we don't recognize that. But I have no sympathy lost for Saddam Hussein, his boys Uday and Qusay being off the scene. Doesn't bother me a bit. They were butchers. Bashar Assad, doesn't bother me a bit that he's off the scene. His daddy, Hassan Assad, evil dude, to their own people, to their own people. These kind of people. Now that was a much, those were clean operations for us. Iraq was a different matter. And, again, I get that it costs us life. I don't want us to be involved in conflicts around the world unless it's absolutely necessary. And I don't have any control over that. People talk to me like I have some kind of control. I can't believe you'd support these actions. The truth of the matter is the actions occurred whether I support it or not. It doesn't change the fact. Christians are attacking each other right now. I can't believe as a Christian you would support these actions. As a Christian, I'm praying for my country and trying to win souls to Christ and live each day. I don't have any. It doesn't matter what I say. The president didn't call David Cordell up and go, "Hey, I'm thinking about going down here and getting this Maduro dude. What do you think about it? You think I should do that? Why don't you pray about it and let me know?" I have no idea. I'm just along for the ride. We vote our leaders in, and we like some things to do. We don't like some things to do. But that's, we're a constitutional republic. They don't call up and get a vote from everybody and say, "Do you think we should go in?" They just do it. And a bad dude is off the scene. I bet to the American military, which that shouldn't be political. They are doing the bidding of the commander in chief. Wow, what an operation! I mean, just it reminded me something out of Patriot games or something. Where they're watching these. The move of the helicopters across the desert, and they're taking out terrorist camps and stuff like that from the war room and stuff. The president sitting at Mar-a-Lago, and they're watching these operations. And he said, I mean, you can tell, like, wow, I wish you could saw this. He said, "I doubt you'll ever get to see what I saw." He was amazed, one, at the ability we have, two, that he could watch that like a video game. And just the might and the reach of the United States military. That's why he tells people, you better watch out. You run that mouth, we'll come after you. He just likes to throw that out there. He's not fixing to go down and Zelensky over there. He knows what to do. We're not flying in and getting Putin out of Moscow. Okay, that's not going to happen. But with only a little bit of damage to a helicopter, pretty amazing. The training that is involved, helicopters, planes, anything up in the air is always dangerous, especially if you're being shot at. They did have some resistance. Resistance was futile. Well, acquaintances, Stolen says, from Iraq, said Hussein was a good man to protect Christians. Only his bodyguards were Christians. He was not a good guy. I'm sorry. He did protect some Jews that were in the city. Crazy, because he did not like them. He wanted to destroy the country. His Air Force general was a Christian, and I've read his book, and he described just how evil he was, and that everybody's life was on the line every day, and that he had to act. He was trying his best to first of all honor his Lord and Savior, but deal with a madman. And the boys were even worse, and they would come in. He protected pilots that had crashed and been captured. They wanted to come in and put the pistol to their head and kill them. I can't remember his name. Fascinating guy. He helped with the recovery and rebuild. He had to leave the country for a while. He came back in. I remember him saying one night he felt like the Lord woke him up to go check on something. And when he left, we put a missile right in his bunker, right. It was right off their communications area, right in his bed. They were gunning for him because he was over that. And Saddam Hussein had wanted to load up 747s filled with all kind of bombs and stuff that would explode, explosives, and crash land them into Jerusalem and stuff, and also into the capital there of Saudi Arabia. He wanted to do that, and he was trying to talk him out of it. For his actions, he never received another star, and he was kind of demoted, but he lived. He was afraid he was going to be killed. But again, who's right and who's wrong in that region? Because sometimes we say, "Hey, this is a good guy," and another time we say, "That's the bad guy. This is the good guy. Or this is the bad guy." It's a game, and it goes back and forth, and I get that. We use those regimes to assert our will to stop another one that we feel like is the bigger enemy, so on and so forth. But the stories are pretty legendary of people being how they were being done in their country, and plus they gassed their own people. At least the Kurds, we'll say that the Kurds were gassed and tortured, and I mean he was notorious for what he would do to his people. But well, I would agree with that statement. Only good, only bad is not always accurate. I get that, and it depends. I mean, was the Shah of Iran a good guy or bad guy? I mean, depends on what time frame you're talking about. I mean, they labeled him a good guy. Others said he's a bad guy. I mean, who's good, who's bad? Sometimes it's hard to say who's wearing the black hats and who's wearing the white hats. But people that in the know would say this is an evil regime. The Iranian regime is evil. The people are great. The Iranian regime is evil. You talk to people in America, they go after, and they would love nothing more than to see the mullahs and stuff removed out of the way, because they realize how bad they are and what's going on. It's beautiful people, beautiful nation. They very much want to westernize, and the young people, the people in Iran, they want to be free to do, to live the way they want to live. And I think that's, good morning to you, Blakeland. I appreciate you being here this morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. But I would say, yeah, I mean, people are people the world over. People are people the world over. They generally just want to live their life. I mean, nobody wakes up and says, I think I want to live in war today. Nobody says, they're not waking up saying, I think we should bomb this other nation, or we should poison the waters over here, or commit terrorism here. No, what they want is just live their lives. It reminds me of the old Russian guy. He called into my radio show one day on a Saturday. I went live for a few minutes on a Saturday, and he come in. He was a security guard. He lives in Russia, and he said, listen, his English wasn't great, but I could understand him mostly. But he said, listen, I don't like this war. I want it to stop today. I'm sick of it. He said, I know people who have died. I've got neighbors who have lost children. And he goes, I don't, he had no love for Zelensky or anybody in Ukraine. He said, but I want to stop. I don't like it. He used some very colorful language, we'll say, in saying that, because, he just wants to live life. And I'm sure he's afraid at some point he's going to get jerked up off the street. He's a little bit older, but at some point they'll pull anybody in they can to go fight their battles. So, powerful people want to exert their will, their power over their area, certainly, but then they want to extend that into other areas and say, grow their regime or look big to their, whomever. Same thing. Cuba could be, just a holiday destination point, man. That was the Vegas of our area, our region, our hemisphere at one point, as they went down and would go to the shows and all the things that place offered. And the people there have been caught under this regime for now all these decades, and the people are about sick of that too. At some point people rise up and they say, enough's enough. I've had enough. I am tired of living the way I am living. What America has gotten bad is not everybody wants the type of freedom we have, because they don't even understand the concept. Cultural things, you can't change those things overnight. It takes a long time. And listen, everybody got it wrong in Afghanistan. Russia got it wrong. We got it wrong. We think we knew. These people have lived a certain way for a long time. Now, there were people there. There were kids that were like, hey, I can go to school. I'm sure all that's over now. But they got to go to school. And that was the bad thing. They were talking about, these kids and women felt like they had a little more freedoms and rights and stuff like that. But we knew once we were gone, those things would revert back. You can't, and I don't want to see us, sitting policing an area for, 100 years or something like that. But it takes time. And, just a lot of times it's all about protection for resources, whether that's oil or whatever it is across the world. That's going to happen. We ever recognize that. Venezuela has a lot of reserves, a lot of minerals. But is it good? I was shocked to hear that we're running the country, because I don't think we're running the country, and they're working with who is going to replace. And of course, they're already barking back. I don't know what's going to happen with that. That could get ugly. But he is correct when he says if we just take the swing out and we don't do something, that'll just be the same thing. That's very real, probably what's going to happen. But at the same time, if we don't do something, Chinese and Russian influence is going to be in there as well. But the Venezuela is a wonderful place. They have really went from a place of a lot of money and just a great place. I know some people like to go fish down there. It's just dangerous. There's some wonderful hunting, fishing places, people take vacations down in places, even El Salvador. There's some beautiful locations. but due to things that happen in the region, it could be ugly, it could be bad. Uh, I don't want to see American troops on the ground. You would want to think there would be some sort of a peaceful transition to someone who would do better and get the investments back in there. But you don't want to build up something that somebody's going to take. So where that will go, that's a long-term project. That is long-term, and it's going to be a lot longer than this administration is going to be sitting in the White House. So I don't know who knows what's going to happen with that. This could end up being a very good thing or a very bad thing or whatever. But as far as Maduro, I have no problem that he's arrested and will be put on trial. And he'll get his day in court. If he's freed, he's freed. If he's not, he's not. And we'll see. So Jesus is coming back. I don't know the time frame of that. Maybe he returns before we ever get an answer on this. That would be great too. But I just would hope that life does get better for them. There's a lot of just a lot of people suffering, and it just doesn't have to be that way. It's like Africa. There is no reason. Africa has all of the ability to be really the richest place, among the richest of continents on the face of the planet, for all of the oil, the resources, the tourism, the natural beauty. It's just endless. It is an amazing place. But many places in Africa, among those 54 nations, I think it is ugly. It is terrorism. It is a fight for the soul of each nation. They're split in half, like Sudan, and you got Islamic terrorism fighting, Burkina Faso, different places, and there's some ugly there that's going on. But that place they should be among the richest of the world. But it's constant wars, constant little wars that Russia's been involved with, we've been involved with. I'm sure the Chinese have some influence there. They fight among themselves. We have the Christians being killed. I mean, it shouldn't be that way, but unfortunately it is. Africa is the leading non-flying airplanes producer. Okay, but I've had people that have lived for a time in South Africa, and it's there are problems there. There's a lot of crime. There's some bad people there, but there's a lot of wonderful people, and they love their time there. They spent their time there in missions. They told me crazy stories about where they lived. You had to have security systems on at your house constantly because people would break in and rob and kill you. They, in fact, went to a birthday party at a place. They were followed because they were dressed up a little nicer. They were poor Christians. They didn't have no money, but to them, they thought they had a lot of money. Hey, Army Dog. So they went to this house where they were having the birthday party. A group came into the house. They put everybody down on the floor and put the guns to the back of their heads, demanding to know where all the money was and possessions. So you're giving up wallets. They were taking jewelry off of their hands, and they were. And his wife didn't want to give up her wedding band. And he said normally when they come in, he said it was the grace of God. Normally when they come in, they would just kill everybody, no witnesses. And he says he's like, and then he's on the floor right beside her, and he's saying, "Honey, we can replace the wedding band, give them the wedding band," and she's like, "It's mine. I'm not giving it up," and he's like, "They will kill us." So she finally gave it up. She was very angry. And I understand that, but they did live. And that's stories you hear. One time they took a wrong turn. They got into an area. I forget which area it was. They were down around the Cape, and there was a couple of cities they worked or ministered in. And anyway, they got in the wrong area. They were surrounded, and they were stopped by the police. And the police is like, "What are you doing? You will die here." He goes, "We got turned around. We got lost. We got." He said, "I know." And he said, "You have to leave. You have to leave. We can't protect you." And it was because they were white. They were in an area where white was not liked, and they said, "We're going to get you out of here. Turn around right here, right now." And crowds were gathering. They were going to pull them out of the car and kill them. It was just a bad area. But if you ask them today, they will say they were at home there. Their kids grew up there. They will probably go back and minister there as missionaries. They love that place because that was home. He told me amazing stories from there. One night, uh, God wanting to go out to meet someone. His wife was like, "You shouldn't go." He said, "Well, God is calling me out," and he went and met a young man. He stepped out at a park bench and spoke with him about uh, the problems in his life, and he said you just don't go out at night. Every restaurant has security gates, and this is Johannesburg, security gates, and people with AK-47s and stuff guarding, because there's a lot of crime. It's a beautiful place, but there's a lot of crime, and you got those dictators, and some of the countries, and you gotta be careful. I heard a story about a guy. Tourists they go to Africa, different parts, but you have to be careful, wherever you go. Because you could get in a lot of trouble, a lot of tribal issues. But I remember one American, I think he might have been British. He might have been British. Went to Mozambique, and he went to some bar, and he made the mistake of kind of flirting it up with one of their ladies. That's all he did. And I'm sure he was just buying her a drink, talking. He's on vacation. He's a single guy. Well, the people in the bar didn't like that a foreigner was talking to their women, and they killed him. They just killed him. So you get into cultural stuff like that. You have to really be careful how you act. You got to know the lay of the land when stuff like that. But I think it wouldn't it be great if you could fly down to Caracas, and it's that'd be a great place to go and visit. If everything was right, and I imagine the scenery alone is beautiful. The hiking and different things you could do there. The resort possibilities in many of these nations is amazing. But because of terrorism, because of dictatorships or whatever, they just crash the economy. And there's so many of them that could be like that, but they get caught up into these, the heavy hand, and the investment opportunities that could occur from businesses around the world, not just American businesses. The investment possibilities for these places, it's off the scale what they could offer. But they stay beat down. They stay, behind the times. They don't grow like Cuba. Cuba could be the richest island in the world, but everybody's probably watched. I'm sure you have watched the people and what they have to do to keep the cars running. How many cars that are in the they got 1950s cars, and they're modifying parts to keep these things on the road. They don't have the new car lot sitting there where they're selling the new cars. When Fidel went by, they loosened a little bit, but not much. But it's bad right now, is my understanding. Things are bad. The people are frustrated, but they're behind the times. But that would be a garden spot to go to. Absolutely would be, if they were just a little bit better. So yeah. Today I like to cover on the show, and I'm kind of late into the show doing it. Enjoy the discussion. It is today the national day. The national day today is National Keto Day. That's one on the calendar, January. Here we are, the 5th, National Screenwriters Day, if I can speak. It's it's National Thank God It's Monday Day. I didn't know we had that day. Thank God it's Monday. I don't know. I've never heard that about Monday. I've always heard it about Friday. I think that's every Friday. But National Thank God It's Monday. I like that I know this now. I'm going to go into work. I'm going to tell my employees, I'm going to say, hey, it's National Thank God It's Monday Day. Let's go. They're going to give me that look like, really? It's also National Whipped Cream Day. Yeah. Hey, man, I love to do that stuff on Monday anyway. Go in, somebody says, how you doing? You say, I'm doing great. It's Monday. I am so happy to be at work. I'm so happy to be alive. Man, what a blessing this is. And they'll look at you like, what? What's wrong with you? It's Monday. It sucks. The coffee's good today. They'll probably, some of mine come in early. So, yeah, Christmas vacation ended. Oh, oh, I don't know. Let's see. Let's look at birthdays. Bradley Cooper is 50 today. Actor Diane Keaton, who unfortunately just passed. It was her birthday today. I never was a fan. Marilyn Manson. What a freaky individual. 56 years old. I can't remember his real name, but Marilyn Manson, I know it, but I don't remember it. 56 today. Let's see if there's anybody else. Clancy Brown, he's been in many things that I've seen. 66 actor today. The great, the legendary, one of my favorite actors of all time, Robert Duvall. Praise God, he is 94 years old today. Army Dog, you're 56. Awesome. 94. Man, we're gonna have to have a night. We just talk about our favorite Robert Duvall movies, man. We may do that this week, man. I think I'll do that. I am a huge Robert Duvall fan, and I like more than just the westerns. He's been in some things beyond that I like. I think they were really good. A very versatile actor. He's amazing, and he's not one of these Hollywood types. He doesn't live in Hollywood and hang out, hobnob with them. He goes and does his job. He's a very private guy. He likes to live on the farm life. I think they even raise hogs or something. Him and his wife, or did. I don't know if they still do. He probably does. He's a tough old guy. But he lives over here in what is it? Is it I can't remember. I can't remember the state now that he lives in, but it's east. It's east, and he's just great. I mean, all the way back to Godfather stuff, and of course all the Lonesome Dove, and You Come On Up, and just classic movies. I love that. Shea Wingham, 56 day there. He's 56 today too. So there's your age. That's about it. Maybe one more. Some of these I just don't really want to mention. That's it. Happy birthday to you if it's your birthday today. And everybody has one. I will be 61 this year. I got a few months left. If I make it, I'm hoping I do. Hope I live many, many more years and podcast many, many more years. In 1896, X-rays were discovered. Like, what's this? Having no idea of radiation or whatever. Hey, check out our new toy. In 1933, the Golden Gate Bridge. The Golden Gate. What an amazing story about the Golden Gate. If you ever watch one of those marvels where you watch how they built stuff, the stories from that are pretty cool. I'm not a Bruce Springsteen fan, but his first album was released today in the 1973 on this date, January 5th, 1973. The Boss came on the scene. There's a few songs I like. Not a huge fan. Not going to bash. I don't like his ideologies, his politics, or nothing. He's taking a lot of flack from a lot of people right now for the seat prices he's charging at some of his concerts. He tries to deflect that and acts like, oh, that's not us doing that. That's the ticket people and all that. I think what was it, $7,000 or something for some seats to see him? Are you kidding me? Dude, I'm going to go home and put it on the CD. I can even get live videos and stuff and watch it and save thousands of dollars. And he's fallen down now. He's on the stage. He's not, I mean, he's up there a little bit now. And but yeah, 1973, Greetings from Asbury Park. It's his debut album. It took 2 years after it was out to catch fire, but 2 years later it did. Oh my goodness. Amazing stuff. But I remember when he left his wife and he got with the lady that was singing backup for him, and they became a thing. So I will say this, he has a good band. I mean, the music is fine. I'm not a big fan of his voice. He wrote some songs in the 80s, and they were they were what we call radio friendly, radio kind of hits, and there was a couple of songs in that time frame where I did like some of his stuff, but I've never been a huge fan of his or anything. But hey, to each his own. I'm not here to bash. It's somebody's junk is somebody else's treasure, and vice versa. Because there's things that I like out there, and that others may not like as well. So people may not like Robert Duvall. I don't know why you wouldn't, but I like it. One of my favorite movies by him. I love that those two that came out. Open Range. Oh my gosh, what a great movie, man! I just love. I love those scenes where he's in the. They're in the town. Him. You know, they're trying to save dogs. And what if the one it's raining, the town's flooding. You got the people who are against them running their cattle across there. You know, free grazers. That guy, free grazers. They're in that bar or that cafe, the cafe. And the guys are right to protect his property. They're ready to throw down. That's funny. He goes in there. They put the chloroform on the people, and they got them handcuffed to their bed in the jail. He comes in there playing that fiddle or whatever. Bad. Time for your medicine. I love it. I love it. It's just classic. Uh, he's just great. He's absolutely amazing. I love Robert Duvall. All the way back to his work with Clint Eastwood. I mean, sometimes he played a good guy, sometimes he played a bad guy. Early on, he was kind of the bad guy, then became kind of a good guy. But he's 94. That last fight scene he had, I can't remember that movie. I don't think I ever saw it, but I saw the fight scene. They had to do some camera work there. It was supposed to be the older guy, and that scene. It was funny, but it wasn't. It was not the best camera work. It's kind of like. It's kind of like in the last stages of the series with, oh my goodness, what's the name of that show? And he's on Cordell, Walker, whatever, Walker. What is the name of that? And he would spin kick. Those were bad spins. Hollywood speeding up the camera. Everybody gets older, Everybody gets older. You slow down a little bit. Unfortunately, we do slow down. The weather is great. It's a little cool this morning, but not bad. And we're going to have some 60s this week. I don't know about for you. I hope wherever you're at, the weather is good. We're headed for a high today of 62 degrees. That's not bad, folks, in January. And believe it or not, by Friday, we're going to be 70. Amazing changes to and that's by Friday, 70 degrees. And it's going to cool back down some, but and then the next week after that, a little cool. Not bad though. I've seen worse, but it is January. It's supposed to be those things. So I know around the country there's some bad weather, and snow and ice and bitter cold, and I get that, but we're kind of like that. We usually have mild winters. We'll have our little really cold days, and then it just calms on down, and we'll have mild days. We got to have some cold days. You got to control that bug population, but that's cool. So I'm loving that. People will be out getting outdoors and riding their motorcycles and all that good stuff. I don't do that anymore, but I used to. I don't do it anymore. But it'll allow us this week, me and Biscuit Boy, to get some more video from the National Battlefield. We'll put up some more of those and some other places as well. Good morning, my brother. Speaking of Biscuit Boy, dropping in like a boss. There he is. He's down there living it up, running around with Howie and his wife, and grandkids, and Gulf Shores. I think if I remember right, it's where he told me he is. But good morning, brother Paul LeBron and the Ascending Group, and they're having a great time down there. I saw some video, and I hope y'all have just had a wonderful time and enjoying yourselves. It is we miss you, but we're happy. I'm doing good, man. I'm happy. Hey, it's thank God it's Monday day. That's one of the national days today. It's thank God it's Monday day. So we're praising God that it is Monday. Hey, Paul, today we've got the interview with Miss Amy Petula. I'm happy about that. But yeah, I'm feeling good, feeling good. Not looking good, but I'm feeling good. It is a great day to be alive. Every day is a great day to be alive, right? But yeah, it's great. We'll get to see Maduro and his wife, walked into the courtroom today, and they'll hear their charges, I guess, and stuff like that. Yes, amen. Thank God it's Monday. As you come live from vacation. Every day is wonderful when you're on vacation. Usually, I remember. I'll tell this quick story. Me and my dad worked foundry work, and he did security, and we used to go camping every year. I mean, my dad loved to camp. And well, thanks. I appreciate that. So we went camping, but my dad had a couple of days of security to wrap up. So, and we're talking camping, tent camping. I mean, I can remember doing it. I thought it was great. I don't know how my mom and dad, they were in their 30s, I guess, at this time. And I was first, I was young. I was a preteen, I guess, but I can remember we were camping in the tents. I loved it, man. We were steps away from swimming and all that stuff. And beside us, we had some guys that looked like they were a little hippie. I mean, kind of hippie, but they were good guys and everything. Well, my dad, 2 days in a row, because he had 2 days left on that job, so he was working at night. So he would leave us at like 11 or 12 at night, and he would go do his security. He would come in early in the morning, and his uniform at that time looked a lot like a police uniform. I mean, it was a classic blue, and from a distance, you would think he was a police officer. So he comes in. The first day they saw him, it spooked them. Like, they see him. Well, the second day when he come in, one of the guys, he's got the long hair. He kind of looked like a Chong, Cheech and Chong. He kind of looked like that kind of guy, the little glasses and stuff. It was like, hey, man, my dad's coming in. My dad's straight with you. He never beat around the bush. He'll tell you straight. And he comes in and he goes, hey, man, dude, are you a cop? My dad, first of all, talking to him like that, my dad would, antennas already been up, like, come on. And he said, no, I'm a security guard. And he said, oh, man, yeah, right, cool. Yeah, cool, Daddy, love it. And he goes, why? Is it a problem? Why would you be worried that I'm a cop? He said, well, me and my associates, we're camped here beside you. And he said, we might have some natural herbs and things. Not saying we do, man, but I didn't want to be a problem, man. And my dad said, let me tell you straight. I'll tell you exactly how it is. If I smell it or see it, it's on. I won't have that around my family. No, man, Mr. Dave, you won't, man. Y'all go swimming every day, right? I'm sitting here watching this. I was so sheltered. I'd heard the phrase. I didn't even know what marijuana was or pot. I had no clue. I was like, I know he's talking about some sort of herb. My dad said, as long as I don't see it or smell it, your business is your business. It's America. We're free. But if I see it or smell it, and that gets into my life and my world, he said, then me and you going to have a problem. No, sir. I will never forget that, though. That guy, man, when he would walk in, my dad walked in like a boss. He did. They would be rolling out the red carpet for him. Hey, Mr. Dave is here. Come on in, sir. Everything's good. What time y'all going swimming? Hey, Jake. How you doing, buddy? God bless you, Jake. Jake, he's an all-nighter, man. I bet he pulled an all-nighter tonight. Yeah, it's a beautiful flower. I know my dad. He's just like, I don't care what you do. My dad very much was like that. My dad's a big believer. I don't get in your business, you don't get in mine. But if your business causes me problems, I'm in your business. That's the one I told you about, Paul, where my best friend came, flying down our road. And he did it on purpose. Comes sideways in the driveway. And my dad jumped him. This is my best friend. And we were the same age. And he jumped him. He said, hey, boy, you will not drive like that on our road. He goes, you ain't my daddy. He goes, I don't care. He said, I'll jerk you up, boy. That's the way it was in my neighborhood. There wasn't everybody could talk to everybody's kids. And you just didn't put up with no crap. That's why the kids could run. We didn't worry in our street. We didn't worry about where we were at. We couldn't go out off our street, but on our street we had no problems. There was no worry about kids getting in trouble or hurt or anything because everybody looked out. They kept everybody straight. They would call your parents up and say, hey, I just had to get on to your boy or your girl or whatever. Usually it was the boys, we're not going to put up with that. They go, I got it, send them on to me. Did you whoop them? That was the kind of way it was, Do I need to whoop them again? That's the discussion. So he says, I'll go get my daddy. He said, you do that and I'll whoop his too. He said, I'm just kidding, Mr. Dave. I'm not. Your daddy needs to have his rear end beat if he raised a punk like you. I was looking at my friend like, quit, stop, please, time out. Leave him alone. I don't like seeing my dad upset like that. I thought this ain't going good. I told him later, I said, you're stupid, man. Like, why would you talk to my dad that way? And he said, I was just having fun, but he goes, he wasn't playing. Oh, yeah, I saw that, Jake. Thank you for taking care of those. You're awesome. Appreciate you modding for me, man. Appreciate you bunches. Paul LeBron, that's the way it was not. We were growing up. It didn't matter whose yard you were in. If you acted like a fool, you got your behind. Yeah, you got whooped. Dang right. I did read it, Jake. I was a little behind. Pardon me. Pardon. If you acted like a fool, we were growing up. That's right. That's exactly right. Dad tell you straight. That's the phone call that would come in. I just whooped you boys' butt. What'd he do? Oh, okay. I'll whoop him again when he gets home. Send him my way. Hey, we didn't need police on my street. We didn't need police. And if you were a person that would not act right, not do right, they'd tell you, you need to move. We're not going to put up with your shenanigans. That's a word that was used a lot when I was growing up. Shenanigans. We will not put up with you doing those things. So it's a different world. I think we still have a good street in most cases where we look out for each other, but it has changed. It's not the way it was. And, it's just changed. It really has. But there's a few of us that are still, we're looking out for the kids. They'll call me and they'll say, hey, and we keep them communication on what's going on with the kids and stuff. We really do. It was a different world, man. It just was a different world. That's why I say I grew up. Now, you got to remember, I was born in 65. So I grew up, as you know, Paul, I grew up during the 70s. When I think of all the crazy that was going on for our country in the 70s, even in the 60s, the race riots and all that stuff, the killings, the shootings, the assassinations, the oil embargoes, the high prices, jobs trouble. You name it. When I look back at all that, and I was aware, I wasn't like I wasn't aware. I knew Vietnam was going on. Me and my dad would watch the war reports. But in my little corner of the world, I was shielded from all that. To me, it was the greatest of decades. I grew up in a great time of music, movies. This is time when we stayed outdoors. We were in the woods. We were playing sports. We built forts. We did whatever we wanted from daylight to dark. The only time it interrupted that was bedtime, school. We were constantly outdoors. They had to about beat us to get us in. We had a bunch of us that grew up together, so we weren't, even if you were only child, you weren't alone. You had friends, because I was for a while. But we had just this run of the neighborhood where it was just great people. People would give you cookies, and it's still this way. Like if somebody's cooking out, they'd feed you. I do that today. If I'm grilling out, the kids will go grab other kids. Some of them I don't even know. I remember one of my guys, friends at work, he laughs because I told him I was cooking hot dogs one day, and I think a couple other things. And I turned around and there's like 12 kids lined up. I'm like, where'd they come from? But they were like, can they eat? I'm like, absolutely. I'll always fix extra. And that was from my youth. I remember that. And it has changed some, my friend. It has changed. My parents, he said, were never worried about someone kidnapping me. They knew they would bring me back. Hey, you can have this guy. We've had enough of him. We don't want nothing more to do with this kid. He's off the chain, as the kids say today. And there's still that part of me, and I have a couple have adopted me as grandpa, but when they first moved to the neighborhood, they didn't know me, and they were mouthy. The oldest one was mouthy, and I remember the first day I told, and now she's in high school, and just love her, and she listens to me. I mean, I'm Papa, and and they don't go to school today. They'll go back tomorrow, but so I'll be talking with her again, and but she told me no. I told her not to do something or stop or whatever, and she said no. I said, "What'd you just say?" No, you leave. She looked at me like, "You're kidding, right?" I said, "No, I'm not kidding. I won't have no kids standing in my yard and tell me no. I'm telling you to stop. I've told you to, I don't remember what it was now. I was telling her grandmother about this just here recently. I said, I don't even know if you know this." And she said, I didn't know, but fully supported everything. And I said, I love her. It's just funny now to look back because the respect that she shows and everything. I said, it didn't take long for her to figure out, this don't work here. And I told her, I said, leave and don't come back until you can have her respect. And it was the same kind of thing. It was my granddaughter looking like I had for my best friend. It was it was funny in one way because it brought back memories because it was, hey, you too, man. You too, man. Get back to having fun, man. See you soon. Love you. Biscuit Boy, the one and only Paula Braun. But my granddaughter that I'm raising, she looked at her like, what are you doing? You don't talk to him that way. Let me tell you how things are. Same kind of thing. And she said, well, he's not my grandfather. I am now. And she said, it don't matter. You don't do that. I get we don't want abuses, and there are those people that have abused out there. Jake, as far as I know, fine. I haven't spoke with him. So as far as I know, is doing well. But to give you an update, I don't have that. How are you in the great state of Mississippi today, though? How are you doing, brother man? We got to get a wrestling show in this week. We've been knocking around. The holidays have been busy. We got to do that this week, Jake. Wrestling show. So let's get her done, man. I mean, we have got to get that done. For those that like wrestling or don't like wrestling or whatever, you're cold. It's cold in Mississippi. So I don't guess we could do in heat of the night, It was always supposed to. Well, most of the time it was hot in that show. They're sweating. Did you like the old show in the heat of the night? I liked it, but there was some goofiness to it as well. Every car they had on that show had bad brakes. Every car. All the brakes squeaked on the heat of the night. I don't know if they did that intentionally or if they just, whoever was taking care of the cars, I don't know. Maybe the budget didn't call for good brakes or something, but every car they had, from the detective's car to the regular patrol cars, every one of them squeaked. The only one I don't remember that happening was the chief's car. I don't think his did that, but all the patrol cars on that show squeaked bad. We can't fix that. My dad was a big fan of it every morning. He'd watch it when it came on WGN America or WGN Superstation. Yes. I still see it from time to time, but back in the day, WGN and WTBS out of Atlanta, those were big show stations for us because we could see them and we watched old shows and stuff on them forever. And of course, the Cubs would be on, the Braves. They carried the baseball games, so we watched them a lot. Bozo the Clown. I'm not a clown guy, but Bozo the Clown came in on WGN. I remember that. And here in town, we had some morning shows and stuff. I'm just not a clown guy. So I stayed away from that. But my mom would watch that show. I'd be like, Mom, I'm not into the clowns. I, you could never invite me to. We would go to the fair. We would go to all sorts of events they had, and that would come through our town yearly, annually. Sometimes twice a year. I stay away from the clowns. My parents tried to get me to go talk to the clowns. I'm like, no, I'm out. I'll ride the pony. I'll get on the camel. I will, play the little games, whatever. Pet the animals. I'm not talking to the clowns. Hey, Jake, thanks, man. I want to tell you, thank you so much. It's been almost 1 year since I met you guys. Thank you for bringing me and welcoming me with open arms. You got it, man. We love you too, man. Hey, we just collaborate, I don't even know how we met. I don't remember. I honestly do not remember. But you just part of the fam now, man. I try to, I keep up a little bit with Jake. I don't see everything he does, but I do watch some things. That's right. You got recommended one of our videos by YouTube, which is amazing. The algorithm is a lot better today for that. We actually get a lot better, at least seems these days, since I don't know, maybe it's the switch to the different YouTubes. I don't know how it is for Rob, but mine on this end, we just made over to the podcast. It does a lot better. It's doing a lot better, and I'm glad of that. But hey, at least we got that. There's a couple of people we got recommended by YouTube and have had friendships ongoing. But Jake's a good fella. He's a fine fella from the great state of Mississippi, and he does a lot of different kinds of shows. But me and him have a wrestling show we hadn't got to do in the last few months. But I promise you, man, let's do that this week. Let's get her done. We do a lot of shows, and we got some we got to get back online. But we're gonna get them done. But love to sit here and chat with you forever. I got to go to work because it's thank God it's Monday. I get to go back to work, so I'm going to work. Got to get the wife up. No kids today. That's a good thing. And we'll see you this afternoon. We've got the racing show. We've got a sports show. No interview today. We're just going to talk straight up, talk racing and sports. We do have an interview Friday, I think, or Saturday. Saturday this week. We've got another driver, I think, on Saturday. I'm excited about it. We have a lot of great interviews coming with a lot of dirt track drivers, and we're excited about that. This afternoon, though, Miss Amy Petula. Don't miss it. Miss Amy Petula, the Corpsewood Manor Murders. Cannot wait to get to talk to her about this book and about the case. And so we'll see. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then at 5:45, we'll kick off with racing and sports, and we'll have another show tonight too. So we'll have a heavy week of going live. Have a great day out there. For you on Rumble side, Rumble will probably do a raid. I got to do so many of those a month, and I've been behind the last few days. So as the music's playing, probably we'll move you over to, if she's on today, Miss Kim at Kim's Coffee Talk. So we'll stop in and talk to her for a minute. Excuse me, man, this cough will not go away. If you don't have the Rumble app, you need to get it and get joined in with all these great content creators: Violent Vixen, Killer Carl, Empty Pockets Podcast, Kim's Coffee Talk, Half Pine Forge, Big Tony, Angry Conservative 1981. Man, there are so many good ones on there, and I just love them to death. Don't forget, these shows are brought to you by our Wolf Nation Coffee, the brand you see behind me. Get your Wolf Nation coffee today. It is excellent. I'm telling you it is. Everybody that's tried it says it is. And we keep the prices really cheap for an online coffee. The shipping's included. Best prices and you'll find, I promise you. And we're doing a reboot. We've got the Wolf Nation brand on our coffee. We're still working on the packaging. That'll get settled this week. I've got to get with the couple of entities. There's a couple things I've got to do, or they got to do. We'll get all that figured out this week. But the website is all switched over to Wolf Nation. Love that. And we've got over 40 blends of coffee and teas, and they are excellento. And I haven't found a bad one yet. We may have something else soon. I am tinkering with. I believe it'll happen. We're looking for another brand It will fall under Wolf Nation as well. But another product line that we hopefully will be able to start beginning to offer in a few weeks. So we're looking at that. So we'll see. Can't say yet because it's not a done deal. It's just something that I'm putting together. So Miss Kim is live. The Monday Madness, she's calling it today. She is live, and we're going to switch Rumble followers over there. If you don't want to go, you can opt out. But she is amazing. I'm going to give her a like. She's got her Make America Great hoodie on today again on, and she is a pleasure. So if you're on Rumble and you don't know her show, just go with it. And she's amazing, and we're going to do that because we try to help each other, and it's a part of our content creator program anyway. And the raids are easy, they're cool, and I have met some fantastic people by doing that. God bless you. Have a great day. We'll see you this afternoon. It's a short day at work, then back online because we got the interview. I cannot wait to do that. It's amazing. When you go over, give her a like and a follow, shout out. There's a lot of wonderful people in the chat. I know most of these people looking at it, and many of them have been in our show and come over. So we help each other. We're all patriots, and she is also Georgia based, Woodstock, Georgia. She is amazing. And I think has one of the best shows on Rumble. I really do, for mornings. I don't think she does anything else but mornings. But she is among the best of the best, if not the best, on in the mornings. And I can say that. Good day and God bless. Like I said, we're going to go out with some music. And we'll see you soon. Take care. God bless America. Let's pray for our country today. It sure needs it. Take care. Music.
Why does it hurt?